morning. We're on our way to Black Circle Brewing Company in Indianapolis. We're going to be making a New England style IPA with Dan today. I actually went to high school with the owner, Jesse Rice. We haven't seen each other a whole lot since high school, but I knew Jesse was getting into this a couple years ago, and I've been meaning to get down there for a while now. So this is going to be really cool to be able to get in there, hang out, and make some beer with him.
There's a woman in this whole damn town, Lordy. I'm gonna put a little rocking shoes tonight. Oh, with an ass like that, you ain't got nothing to lose, baby. 'Cause I'm a traveling man, traveling shoes, you don't stand in my feet, I ain't got nothing to lose. Traveling man, traveling shoes, you don't stand in my feet, I ain't got nothing to lose.
What's up, man? What's that? Oh, hey, Dan.
Hey, how the hell are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
History of Black Circle, man, goes back many years.
4 years, right?
Yeah, I guess Black Circle, as an idea, was maybe, I moved back from Chicago about, March of 2014, and then I was going down to New Orleans, and I stopped at Against the Grain in Louisville. An awesome experience, beautiful day, great beer, everybody's having a good time, and obviously Dan and I had a history of beer, and I just moved back to town. I just texted him and said, dude, we gotta quit talking about this and just do something, you know? So it kind of started with that, and then a few weeks later he said, hey, a couple of my friends been talking about doing this too, let's meet at my house, and John from home was on my side of the fence with that stuff, so the five of us met up at Dan's house in his garage where homebrewed for a long time, and just kind of hashed it out and kind of started that seed there. And at that time it was a different name. We went through all kinds of legal stuff and figured it out and ended up landing on Black Circle. But it was about 2.5 year process from inception to opening the doors. So Dan is a big catalyst. He obviously I met him working at a bank, and I started in, I think, 2009. I was homebrewing at the time with John, who was my roommate, but Dan was ahead of us. He was all grain, and you know, we thought he was a wizard. Turns out he's a schmuck, but
Yep.
But yeah, anyway.
Barely able to brew.
Yeah, he had the whole deal, kegerators and all that kind of stuff, and we thought that was awesome. So he taught us kind of the all grain. We went from there. Just brewed together until I moved to Bloomington, and we brewed together for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and then I took off. So many years in the making.
We ain't smart, no, we ain't dumb. We like to get all of it.
The system we have a 3-barrel Colorado brewing system. Basically like a bigger brew in a bag. Brewmeister's is similar, but basically it's a 1-vessel brewing pot. We mash and boil in the same kettle. And you have 2 sides. So that's our setup. I net 2 barrels at the end of it for most batches. We crush our grain the day of, as you saw earlier. Fresh ground. Everything in-house. We have 1 bright tank, so we're kegging out of that bright tank right now. We have 8 fermenters, I think. 8 fermenters right now.
Is that right? Yeah, 8.
That's basically the setup. We're churning out, brewing a couple times a week. Here soon with the renovation.
The last month or so, we've built that other side out. We're adding another bright tank because that's kind of the bottleneck, obviously, and then we'll add a couple more fermenters as well. You could definitely run a one-man show, and it's not that big of a deal. It's just a lot of cleaning to do, but
it helps having that extra set of hands.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure it'd be more fun too. So anyway, we're trying to expand in that way, just be able to spend more of our time getting back to the brewing basics. So.
Matching it now. Doing a
What are we doing again?
New England style IPA. What do we got for the grist, Dan?
Grist is 2-row, Yaris Otter, Care Pills, some flaked oats, and a little bit of white wheat.
All right. And then with this brewing system, Dan also likes to use rice hulls in every batch.
Helps with the not getting a stuck mash.
So we're doing Mosaic, Cashmere, and
Zeus. We got some Zeus from local hop farm. My friend Colin has a hop farm called Tiger Claw. He grew some Zeus this year, so we're putting that in there. The alfaces in that one are actually pretty low, relatively, but yeah, it's a good bittering. It's what we're going to use to bitter this beer. Not a ton of bittering. We're going to do just a 20-minute addition of that, and then we'll have some Mosaic and Cashmere near the end, and then we're going to double dry hop with Mosaic. This is the Lawman's New England yeast. It's actually kind of new. I have a beer in the Bright tank that I used the same yeast with, but I haven't used it before that, so I'm interested to see how it comes out.
Yeah, the building was previously, before us, was vacant for a couple years, but it was the AA grocery store food warehouse. So it's actually a 37,000 square foot building. We have about, I would say, between the two areas that we have, the brew area, tap room, and the kitchen, we probably have like 6,000 square feet of it. Tons of parking. There's a co-op working space downstairs, executive offices upstairs, and then before that it was like a post-war miracle cleaning agent called Silphasud. While we were working at the bank, one of my clients was a company that was buying this building. So I just asked them if they wanted a tap room in, and they said, no, we're turning it commercial storage. And then like 2 weeks later, they were like, why don't you come look at the place and see if you would like it. So
I mean, this whole, like everything you see, this whole up to where the brewing system is, that was just an open warehouse.
it was 11,000 square feet or
Yeah,
so
it's
per
huge.
floor, just wide open.
Just kind
Looked
of
like a horror movie, actually.
Yeah.
Looked like walking into, like, I was expecting Candyman to jump out of the elevator.
Yeah, it was brutal. There was like a creepy baby's crib in the corner.
Yeah.
And,
There's a homeless dude sleeping under a baby crib.
yeah, it was scary.
It was pretty wild.
You know, they built out all this wall. You know, we were able to kind of make it the way we wanted it, but now we're renovating and we got more space over there with the new brew system. So
The idea is community, right? So, like, I feel like a lot of breweries are opening, they're smaller because they're going to be the neighborhood bar. And in fact, most of our customers that come in every day live across the street or live in the neighborhood or walk over here. So there's a huge bicycle presence between the Monon, Fort Bend, 46th Street is a huge corridor for bikes. It's got bike lanes on both sides. There's a lot of walkable restaurants and stuff north of here, maybe half a mile or a mile north. But really, we're the only thing that has food and drink for the last year and a half or so on this street.
yep.
Lots of stuff is going in though, and it's awesome to see it.
Time for a beer run? Alright, we're here for today's beer run. We're going to have the Saturday morning cartoon. So Dan, tell us a little bit about this beer.
So this beer is basically a chocolate milk stout, a lot of lactose, a lot of cocoa powder. We had our chef is starting to do donuts on Saturday morning, so we're showing Saturday morning cartoons from 11 to 1. So I really wanted to have something, a beer to tie into that. So basically what this is a beer that. I'll probably do variants on, so add cinnamon, add vanilla at some point. Those will be different names, but that's basically what this is. Cheers. I think we have a lot of different stuff going on.
Yeah.
We're a music venue. For example, this week we have 4 shows in a row. We usually have multiple shows in a week, if not at least one. We have pinballs, arcade games. We show movies. The last Thursday of every month we have Terror Thursdays. We have a host, Deadhead, that comes out and we introduce a movie, and it's a B horror movie, and they're really gory and funny, and we do stuff like that quite a bit. Different kind of events on top of being a nano brewery, so we have a lot of reasons for people to come in. Even if you're not a craft beer person, you're gonna find something here that you like, that you can hang out and generally have a good time.
It was on the table, like, just to call it like Black Circle. We were kind of modeling ourselves, or at least I was in my mind after a place in Chicago. I really love a local option, and you would never know that it's a brewery, and they don't in fact brew on site, but like the first time I walked in there, they have like 100 beers on tap, 6 of them are theirs, and they're like working on a motorcycle behind the bar, and I was like, this is awesome. You know, I just want, like, you can tell that they were just there doing the stuff that they like to do. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pinpoint one thing that's different about Black Circle, it'd just be that Dan and I make all the decisions. There's not like investors behind the scenes or like some kind of, we don't even really know what we're gonna do week to week, really. So we just try to entertain everybody and make sure everybody has a good time. And I think sometimes with craft beer, it can get lost that it's supposed to be fun and you're supposed to party and blow some steam off, and especially when most of our friends are in the business and it's our job, right? So it's our job, we have to take it seriously, but at the same time, most of the people that are coming in are trying to blow up some steam and have a good time. So we just try to be on their wavelength as much as possible.
Yeah, have a good time, ultimately.
Yeah.
I think people should come in, have fun.
The whole concept was just, when I moved back, I got this house and I was single and I had a basement, and I always wanted to have basement parties like they had in Bloomington. And so Dan and I brewed beer for it, and the Cuban guy, Bob, he catered the parties, and we had arcade games, and we'd have a band in the basement. And then 2 years later, we were just doing it in a commercial setting, I guess. So it wasn't contrived so much as it was elevated, I suppose. Why do we do beer? I mean, we love beer, I guess, you know. I mean, I don't think anybody had their first beer and was like, dude, this Bourbon County proprietor stout is amazing, you know. So everybody started out drinking Keystone Light or High Life or something like that. And it goes back to what I said earlier, you gotta have a good time. It's gotta be about blowing some steam off or something like that. So you got into beer in that way, and then you start seeing stuff like Back Row Blueberry Stout, or, you know, something local that's a little bit different, maybe has fruit in it or something, can get you to take the plunge, you know. So it was a friendship thing, honestly, for us. We both were working together. We worked at a bank. I mean, there's nothing fun about a bank.
No,
so
nothing more different than this in the bank. The first real craft beer I had was a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, which I think a lot of people age, or Sam Adams. And I was at IU at the time, and I knew the guy. He developed the program at IU for like fermentation science. So he was like their first like graduate, and he worked at a liquor store, and I worked with him. That's how I met him. There were just all kinds of beers I never even heard about, and I got to try them all. We're living in a very fortuitous time right now with craft beer, where the local support is very strong, and you're able to get the equipment that you can, you know, we tried to do this 10 years ago, we would have had to basically Frankenstein the system together, but now there are places that specialize in making small systems, you know, 10 barrels and below, where before, if you were gonna be a small brewery, you had to, you know, make your own system out of old dairy tanks and stuff like that. So it's fortuitous for us to get into this now, because the support's so high. We have the access to equipment, we have the access to ingredients that we wouldn't have had maybe on like 10, 15 years ago. So it's fun. It's fun to brew beer and drink beer.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks.
Totally worth hanging out for.
Totally worth it.
1, 2, 3.
We're on our way home. Finished up at Black Circle. Had a good time with those guys today. New England style IPA. That brewing system was pretty cool. Haven't worked with anything like that yet. So that was really cool to see. Check back in with them in a couple weeks to see how that beer's going. We'll be back in the Indianapolis area next week with Grand Junction and Broad Ripple Brew Pub. So update for me, the Strand, I'm hoping for the first brew day to be in a couple days from now. By the time this episode's posted, we might have a beer on tap. Be pretty good. Also, Indiana Brewery, the top secret brewery, gave me the green light to talk about what's going on. This is going to be in Napanee. It's called Brew 152. It's going to be taking over the old Tap and Dine building. It's going to turn into a 300-person dining room, a new kitchen, sushi bar. We're going to do a 10-barrel brew house, most likely from SS Brewtech. We haven't ordered the system yet, but that's where we're leaning. We're going to be kind of higher-end fine dining stuff in Napanee. Seems like everybody's pretty excited. I'm stoked. They're encouraging me to just make whatever I want, any kind of crazy stuff. They're on board with it. So
There will be a suggestions box.
I'm gonna build a real nice suggestions box and probably just make every one of them that's in that box.
So keep your chin up and keep your spirits mean. Be the best that anyone has ever seen. And if you fall for another that isn't me, well then my perfect little angel and I weren't meant to be.
Total